During the last century, new innovations have profoundly changed the way we live our lives, from the way we work to the way we interact with other people. A lot has changed the last 100 years, but when you look at manual treatment, few grand innovations have profoundly changed the everyday method and procedures of therapists. But why? Many therapists agree that the human hand is the very core of their professionalism. The hand is used to touch, to feel, to treat. The hand is the interface between the therapist and the customer. The hand starts the healing process. When we searched for a way to change the industry, our goal wasn't to make another treatment tool. Our goal was to make an extended and more efficient hand. As a business economist, Hans Bolin has spent his professional life trying to make complicated things simple and more efficient. In 2010, he put together a development team of the best people he could find: award-winning industrial designer Nikolaus Frank and engineers Christer Sjölander and Ari Hakkala. The challenge was to design and develop something more than a tool, a new way to reach deeper, to get better results and to do it faster. Modeled after the hand, it had to be simple to use and it had to work for all therapists, no matter their preferred method. In 2012, as soon as the first prototype was ready, testing began at Atlasbalans' own clinics. Both physiotherapists and massage therapists experienced amazing results, but they were puzzled. Sometimes a treatment of the neck resulted in an alignment of the pelvis. Hans was fascinated about the results and remembered a textbook he read a couple of years back about fascia and a new way of looking at the connective tissue, anatomy trains. Fascia is a network of connective tissue that encloses everything throughout the body, from muscles and bones to organs and cells. It's like a spider web of hard and soft parts, strong as steel but flexible as threads, just as Levin showed with his biotensegrity. The fascia neutralizes the gravitational force in the body, preventing us from collapsing. It's a complete body block from micro to macro. In 1998, the biologist Donald Ingber showed that even the cell, the smallest element of the body, is surrounded by fascia. The fascia acts as a cell's scaffold, which you can read more about in the article Architecture of Life. The fascia is also vital for balance and coordination, and contains neurons that signal pain throughout the nervous system, and here you can also find inflammatory cells. The fascia also acts as a defense against shock. For example, if you hit your foot, it makes sure that the force of the impact is distributed to your legs, knees, hip and back. However, this is relatively new research. In 2005, the Fascia Research Society was formed, an international network of researchers dedicated to the detailed study of fascia. At a lecture, surgeon Jean-Claude Guimbeteau presented a movie about living connective tissue and said, "We thought that fascia was nothing, and now we know, it's everything." Anatomy professor Siegfried Menze showed that inflammation in the fascia is a source of pain in the lumbar spine. And at the 2015 conference, veterinarian Vibeke Elbrun presented that even horses have the same fascia structure as humans, as well as how mechanical deep way affect the connective tissue during treatment by turning off pain receptors, increase circulation and reduce inflammation. In Sweden, Professor Carl E. Arfors and innovator Hans Bolin lead the search for a better understanding of the fascia, and new discoveries evoke new insights. Professor Menze showed that inflammation in the fascia leads to pain in the back. Now we know that similar conditions exist in cases of whiplash, tennis elbow, heel spur and frozen shoulder. We also know that inflammation is related to diabetes, Alzheimer's and even cancer. But even we were caught by surprise in the fall of 2013. We called a user in southern Sweden to ask, "How are things?" And she replied, "Things are going great. I've used it on 35 horses." Horses? But this is a machine for treating people. So what do you do? Well, we had to make a battery, of course, because you can't have long cables in a stable. That wouldn't be user-friendly. 12 months later, 80% of all our users were horse therapists. As soon as they tried it, they were sold. And maybe it's not that surprising when considering the option, massaging a 600 kilo horse by hand. In the spring of 2018, approximately 10,000 horses in Sweden are treated with the machine every month with great results. During the years, the feedback from the users have been monumental when developing both the machine and the way we use it. At our quarterly user conferences, new techniques are invented. By providing all users with the latest in fascia research, through our online academy and our international network of users and researchers, we continue to test the limits of what can be achieved with manual treatment. During 2017, treatment of frozen shoulder and tennis elbow was improved. One of our users, Maria Forslund Nykarleby, successfully tested the machine as cellulite treatment. Great results were found in treating dogs. And at the end of the year, the first child was delivered by a midwife using the machine for pain relief.
I think it's a good feeling here, and great people from different sector, health sector, therapist sector. I think everybody are quite curious about this new way of treating. That's the key for their success.
There is a space for a new standard in well-being.
You can measure how far is it spreading, the vibrations you have, and then you can see if it's not spreading so much, then you have not good flexibility in the tissue. You can also use it to measure how hard it is. And that would be a measurement that we have set a new standard for.
The machine that's treating the fascia, I think it's like very up to date today. It was positive, relaxing. I liked it.
It's interesting, yeah, and it's something that I'm going to follow up and see what the future is going to be and how you're going to develop it.